Y'all, we are here today with a beautiful fantasy castle, and honestly, I cannot wait for you all to see the process. I hardly ever use circular walls because they are so glitchy. The game wasn't intended to have it. They gave us circular fences, and I remember that being like a really big promotional thing before The Sims 4 came out. But that's about it. They did promise us to give us circular walls later on, which they clearly did. But all in all, it's really it's really glitchy. It's really, really, really glitchy. And trying to get certain things to work takes a lot of patience. But surprisingly, this build didn't take me that long. I honestly built this with the intention of it being a two-parter. But while editing it, I realized that I actually built this really quick. And I was able to put the entire thing into one video. Now, it was really important to me to have that round circular area on the inside as well. I just wanted some extra details on the walls that isn't just, triangles. Well, not triangles, though that's three. Y'all, I'm not English, okay? It's a rectangle. Let's just say, I didn't want points, okay? I wanted it to be round. Oh my god, why am I making this so difficult? But you will see here, I have that little bump out, and then on the side, and then we kind of have that, on the second story, it's like a little normal bump out. It's not a circular area. That was quite a struggle, but we will get to that in a bit, especially once I started placing fences. It's insane. Here you can see me actually working on it, so I'm placing a circle. I realized that by placing the circle, that's not going to work, so we are going to have to make it a round circle. I had to manually place one of the walls, because it just wouldn't clip. Round walls aren't made to work that way, and I kind of broke it in a sense. So yeah, we had to go in and we had to make some changes. I also didn't want to, with the roof, with that detail, I didn't want to go in with like a round roof underneath it and kind of give it like the witch hat. I wanted to just make it a little bit more interesting, so we go in with a 5-pointed roof. Okay, I am not even going to try and think what you call that in English, because God knows it is going to be embarrassing, and I am not going to put myself through that. Now, also, the same with this tower. We have everything being circular, and then the last tower piece, I just needed something a little bit more interesting. So we go in with, I think that is called an an Octavian. Y'all, I need to learn these English words. I am making a note that I need to learn what are these things in English. Oh my god, it's so embarrassing. I'm so sorry. And then on this side, on the back, we just needed to make it more like a castle-esque. As you saw, we kind of built this castle like a puzzle. I didn't go into this how I usually build things, and it worked to my favor. I am not that familiar with castles, so I was kind of just going about deciding, okay, what are we gonna do? What are we going to do? And every fantasy castle has this little round bump out that's just randomly floating in the air. Now, mine, I just made like a half circle. We don't have it completely connecting to the ground, but I do feel like that gives us a very castle-esque vibe. It's the same with the circular tower on the side that kind of has that bridge that leads to it. It's just small things like that that kind of made it feel like a castle, in my opinion, without having like the typical castle like walls that goes like this. Because I didn't want to go for that type of castle. Like I said, this is a fantasy castle. Now we are starting to paint, and I had a lot of fun with this. I went in with like different types of bricks. Trust the process. I went for that vibe that we had, like the entire castle was painted like this beige thing, but there's a lot of ivy on it at the end of the build. So we have some brick that where the paint has come off a little bit, and then some brick where the paint has come off a lot. And unfortunately, with how The Sims is, because it picks it up as certain individual, like, tiles, you can't really make it blend that way. So it does look very stark at the moment, like there's very harsh lines. But believe me, once the ivy comes in, you really cannot see it, and it just adds so much to the castle. This little roof detail, I just went in and I kind of gave it like a cute little slope with some advanced roof. Like if you put shifts, what is it? I think it's Shift C, then you go into advanced roof options. I could be mistaken. If I am, I will have the correct one linked in the bio down below. I will in any case, just have it there. But yeah, using advanced roof options, it's like the best thing in the world. It helps you a lot when it comes to just adding a little bit of an extra detail to it. It just gives you a little bit more extra, like bump out thingies, like little circles to work with. Now, I'm so sorry about that. Now we are just going inside. I am quite sick, so I do apologize. We are going inside, and I really wanted to use a lot of pillars. I wanted some pillar details everywhere. I also wanted parts of the floor plan to kind of look down where the staircases are into different rooms. I quite like that a lot. I did a lot of like research on certain castles and fantasy castles, and a big portion of this is very much inspired by images that I found of like Hogwarts Legacy online. So, of the Hogwarts castle that they built there, that's where I kind of got my inspiration for putting ivy everywhere. I think the way that they designed the castle is really good. Just a little disclaimer, fuck J.K. Rowling, we are just talking about the castle. I do not stand for transphobes at all. Like, there's just no place for you. And if you are transphobic or anything like that, I would please like you to leave my channel with no regrets. Like, go, thanks, bye. So yeah, let's get back to our castle. We are just adding some extra details, like to that little round bump out that we have. We needed something at the bottom to just make it look like it's not just walls floating. Unfortunately, we don't have really cool things that you can put under buildings. Like, I really hope that with, like, the castle, because I know that we're getting, like, a castle kit. Please, Sims team, with the castle kit, give us nice little things that you can put under towers, you know? Like, details that's, like, pointed downwards, kind of like Castlevania-ish. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't know what it's called, but yeah, if you know, you know. We need that. I also only use stained glass windows in this build. I use, in a majority, the stained glass windows that came with the Realm of Magic. I wanted to say the Witch Pack, but it is the Witch Pack, but it's Realm of Magic. I think it's really beautiful, that golden little, I think it's an awning, that thing that goes over the windows. Like, that is just stunning. Later on, I do add that more, but I will show that at the end of the build. I did that off camera. It's just little tweaks that I did once the video was finished that like kind of irritated me as I edited it. Now, the only other stained glass window that I use is that round one that's from the My Wedding Stories pack. I do not like these stained glass windows that came with my wedding stories. Like, they're very specific. They've got really ugly colors in my opinion. And like, I kind of feel like they should have made them more in line with the other stained glass windows that we have in the game, because we don't have a lot of stained glass windows in the game. So I kind of feel like it was a missed opportunity to make them blend in a lot with Realm of Magic. We need more stained glass windows. We really do. And I think it just would have worked out a lot better. Also, another thing, I don't know why the Realm of Magic stained glass windows, like every single stained glass option is completely different. The big square is got a completely different vibe from the round window to the normal square windows. Like, the round windows are purple. in the same swatch. The normal squares are like green and yellow, and then we have like the big windows, which also it's like a completely different color. I think it's like weirdly orange or something, and then it's got like roses on it, which makes no sense. And then the lighter toned window of the round window matches this style of window. I don't know. In the end, it did work. I loved placing all of this ivy. Now, I go in with just the normal ivy from. What is it with me at the packs today? From Cottage Living, because I absolutely love that. Both of these little, like, ivy strings that we use, the one with like the grapes and things on it, and then behind it I go in with the dead ivy that came with the vampire pack. It connects it really well. It gave me the opportunity to not actually just use the green ivy everywhere, to kind of place it sporadically. It didn't necessarily have to connect because I used that other thing to connect it, and that was absolutely amazing. And that is definitely what I wanted. Now, as we place the rest of the ivy, I am just quickly going to give you a little live update. I'm sorry if you don't want to hear, but yeah, sorry for not posting in a while. I have started studying again. I am finishing my studies, so it came quite sudden. And I am happy. I didn't think that I would ever go back to it. I always felt like I may be too old. I'm like 30. So yeah, I realized that there are a lot older people that still study, and the opportunity came and I'm grabbing it. It took me just a while to get back into things, to kind of blend studying with my YouTube channel. I don't want to stop doing my YouTube channel. I love this. This is my, like, stress relief, you know? I started this as a stress relief. I was never able to really do this. I never had the finances, and I've always just wanted to have like a YouTube channel, not for profit necessarily, because I'm definitely not doing this for the money. As you can see, I don't really have enough subscribers or anything like that. It really is just a big stress relief, and I just needed to get that balance, and I feel like I do. It is going to be trial and like error, trying to get there, working with anxiety and all of that. But yeah, that is enough about that. Let's talk about this build. So I go in with all of these beautiful autumn like type trees. We have the green on the building itself, so I did want to bring in extra greenery. Why we are doing the landscaping now is, as I mentioned before, I kind of went into this being a two-parter, and I wanted the entirety of the outside to be finished, and then in the second part we would have come back in and done like the inside. But this is all in one video, so that wasn't necessary. But I am quite happy that I finished the outside in like the majority of it. It really, really, really helped me when it came to decorating this place on the inside. As I was placing the rocks, I also thought to myself, why not make like a hot springs? Like, I think having a hot springs here is just so perfect. We've got that beautiful lake thing that's kind of going around it. There's always steam or something going out of it, or it might just be fog. I don't know. This is Forgotten Hollow, so there's like fog everywhere. But I just thought that it made a little bit more sense. And also I wanted to use it. I wanted something to be outside, like some activities that your Sims can do, but I didn't want to place a lot of activities there. Like, you'll see that we do not have any dining room tables on the outside. Your Sims are very stupid. And we only have one vampire here. And that vampire will go outside if the sorcerer vampires are like eating or like called to dinner and they all go and eat on the outside patio table. The vampire will do it and they will die. So I kind of just wanted to prevent that. Hopefully they don't go into into the hot springs during the day. Yeah, because it is a teenage vampire, so I think they do have to go to school. I haven't played with vampires in forever, so I really don't know how that works. I also really liked having the outside, like the actual landscaping, not the castle itself. Like the castle feeling so magical and so green and so lush. And then you look at the gardening itself, and it's kind of bland, and like it looks like it's dying, but it isn't. It's all like alive. I just wanted it to blend in with the world, and that is what Forgotten Hollow kind of gives off to me. It's like dying land, but it also isn't. Like everything is green. I don't know. That's just my interpretation of it. So that was kind of what I was going for. I wanted just a lot of like dead plants and things on the outside, but also plants that were kind of alive. It's autumn plants. It's like an in-between. That's why I mentioned like the autumn gardening. Now we are going inside. What a mess it sometimes was. You will see, especially with like placing flooring. That was fine. It's once we started to place ceilings, because ceilings are now in The Sims. So I was like, oh, do you know what would be really cool? We have this, because I do use this kit, the modern Lux kit. I use like the chairs. So I was like, you know what? I might as well just use this roof. It's nice and fancy. No, if you use if you do the ceilings on round like flooring, it actually like it doesn't paint the ceiling. It paints the ceiling and the floors simultaneously. And it is such a bitch trying to change it back. Like, honestly, you cannot use the eyedrop tool on round walls. You have to, like, zoom in directly to it. I cannot tell you the amount of times I wanted to just, like, get a tile or something like that. And then it's just a mess. It was just a mess. But it was fun. It was a fun little challenge. I really liked it that my living area's got all of those circular spots. I go in with a lot of green. So the family that I have like imagined while I was building this build, we have like a family of sorcerers. They moved to Forgotten Hollow because of this teenage vampire that needed people to look after them. And they kind of put out like I don't know, like a Craigslist post. And yeah, these vampires are just, these sorcerers are just looking after this vampire. That's what it was. It's not very deep. I just really wanted sorcerers and like one vampire, but I didn't want the vampire to be related to the sorcerers, so that's kind of just my little story that I came up with. Yeah, like I said, like this castle is kind of like the vampire's castle. So the highest bedroom, which is really pretty, like the one on the top floor, that is going to be our teenage vampire's room, and then the rest of the house is just like the magicians or the sorcerers or the spellcasters or whatever you want to call them. It's going to be their rooms. So we do have twins as well, like twin spellcasters, but we will get to that in a bit. I wanted to use these chairs from the modern Lux. I just felt like the gold kind of complemented the overall build itself. We also just go in with this beautiful like green carpet from Snowy Escape. I use a lot of this stone that we use on the outside. I kind of bring that into the inside as well. This is like our music room as you just come into from the hallway. What a perfect opportunity to again use this piano that came with My Wedding Stories. You can't really just place this anywhere. It's got that plant on it that kind of makes it very over the top, like elegant. It does look like it's supposed to be for a venue in some cases, but you do have the cases where it actually works, Like in this build, where we have a lot of plants, we have all of these magical things. Just look how beautiful those windows look on the inside. We have that little seating area. Don't zoom in too close to the tapestry that's hanging on the wall, because you will see that the little points that's supposed to touch the wall doesn't touch it. But I wanted that tapestry there. That tapestry is amazing, and it brought in all of the colors that we needed. Our main color source, or like inspiration that we have, is green and yellow. I decided to place like the red chairs because of the like red little flowers that we have in the glass stained door. I just placed that that green carpet underneath it. That gave me the opportunity to actually place these couches for the very first time in this swatch. And I was so excited. I always want to use them, but I never use that color green or that type of like yellow in my builds. And this time it just worked perfectly. This eclectic style where everything is kind of like all over the place really works with castles. Placing paintings on round walls is a challenge, trying to make them like look natural, so I decided not to really go that far with it. That last painting that we placed there, that becomes a fireplace. I honestly have no idea why I didn't place a fireplace in this room from the start. It just doesn't make any sense. This is our little drawing room, or like tiny study. We have no TVs in this build, but we do have 2 computers. We also have a little easel. I placed this beautiful yellow carpet. This little pillar that we have here, it kind of glitches with the light because it is technically like outside. I just cover that up with with a bookcase, and I think it looks fine. Also, we had to go in with like this yellow brick. I wanted to go in with wallpaper, but the wallpaper stretched a little bit too much because of the round walls. Now, this is our entrance. I had no idea what to do here. I didn't want to place like a table where you can like put your keys on, because I thought to myself, well, this isn't that type of like, this is a castle. This isn't a home, even though we do have like dishes in the kitchen, because this is still a family home. I didn't want that for the castle, so we just go in with a beautiful statue. I placed this little like 2-piece carpet together, kind of just to form like the lime type of green that we have, just to not be that harsh like dark forest green everywhere, because I do want to bring like the light green into the build because of the like windows, and then of course because of the couches that we use. This is the main bedroom. Now, it is quite small. This is where the sorcerers live, but they do have a really big bathroom. I thought that kind of compensated. The big bedroom with the tiny bathroom, that is the teenage vampire's room. But we will get to that later. I just thought, because, I don't know, it just made a little bit more sense for me to do it that way, because this castle is technically the vampire's castle in my mind. So yeah, I don't know, that was just my thought process. I also changed the stained glass window, and I went with the lighter wood tone because it just matched a little bit better on the inside. I did check on the outside to see if it still looked fine, and it did. Because of all of the ivy, you really can't actually see or notice it. Now, going into the bathroom, I placed an extra door. I don't know, it kept on going onto like the roof tool, and I just couldn't get it to like not do that. It's very glitchy. All of the things that the Sims team adds afterwards, which is very convenient. Like, thank you for doing it still. But it is very glitchy. It's very, very glitchy. But yeah. I am getting off topic. We use plants as a divider. We just have that beautiful bath that's kind of in the circular area. We have a zinc. The toilet is not in the same room. But I was really excited for that mirror that I use in between the 2 doors, that it blended so beautifully. It was just absolutely perfect. I absolutely loved it. I do change the carpet in this bathroom though, but I will show you that to you at the end of the build as well. I went with a more like floral carpet that I felt just matched the house a little bit better. It also just worked a lot better in the bathroom, in my opinion. Now, this is the children's bedroom. We go with like this beautiful green and purple vibe. I love that the carpet looks like it's got like flower shapes, even though it isn't. It's very like squares, but if you look from it from afar, it does have that like flower shape to it. So I paired it with that cabinet. It just worked really well because these are also twins and the parents clearly decided how the bedroom's gonna look. I just placed like posters above their beds, kind of to just differentiate how their personalities are. I didn't go full out because obviously if you want to download this and do your own thing, you can. Now, this is the teenage vampire's bedroom. I wanted it to be very vampire-y. And I go in with like a coffin, but I also wanted it to be like very teenagey. So we go in with a lot of like light teenage colors. I use all of the pillows that the game gives us, and we place it kind of against this beautiful stained glass window. This is just a little reading nook. I make this very pink and green. The purples are like accent colors, like in the couch itself. I don't know, all in all, I feel like this room really works, and it looks really cute. We have this really like cute teenage modern carpet, kind of mixed in with like an older carpet because this is still a vampire. We just place that beautiful painting. Now that painting has been like everything in my Sims games. Like honestly, they have been like the creators of Vlad. They have been descendants of the Goths. In today's video, they are in fact the parents of this teenage vampire who tragically died in a fire accident while swimming. It's just, we all know that they were gonna do it. The Sims cannot leave a pool alone. It was very tragic. It was very, very, very tragic. Now this little, like, potion area, there are no staircases or ladders to get in here. This is done intentionally, mostly because you cannot place a ladder anywhere except in the middle of the room. And also because these are witches, you can use teleportation. So I was completely fine with that. We do have a seance room right above that as well. Again, you are going to have to teleport up there. It's sad, but it's true, but it still looks really cute. And I didn't want to just leave these towers empty. I wanted to utilize all of the space, so that is exactly what we did. This is a big castle. There are a lot of rooms. Well, this actually isn't a big castle. This is actually a really small castle. But still, you want to utilize all of the rooms. Now, we go in with this beautiful little library setup. It's very cute. The shape of this room was really weird, so I immediately knew that I wanted this kind of to be like a library slash study. And clearly we kind of achieved that. I love this green and this yellow that we use. I honestly didn't know that this like desk came in that green swatch, and I was quite surprised. That is with the horse ranch. It's a must. I'm going to use that so many times. I loved it. This is then just our landing. This is just more sitting space. I mean, what else are you gonna do in like a landing like this? I didn't want to go in and place like computers and things because we do have two already. It just seems completely out of place. We do have a chessboard though, because I kind of felt like that's kind of appropriate, and it fit really well in between. Yeah, in between the stairs there. I mean, it looks really cute. We place a coffee table. We finish this off with some paintings. We do use the same paintings that we use downstairs, but we also only have like so many paintings of people's faces. So I was kind of fine with that. Now, here we just finish the fireplace off with another painting. We place a table with that cow plant on it, and I think all in all it looks really nice. I honestly really liked it. We mimicked the bathroom that we have next door, but instead of using that other plant divider, I went in with this bamboo. The bamboo is really cute. It feels more compacted with the compacted bathroom. It was also really fun trying to decorate this round bathroom. I think it turned out really well. I really liked it. It is completely functional, surprisingly. I thought it wasn't going to be, but it is, and it looks really cute. We place some lighting. I don't show me place all the lighting, but we do have like chandeliers everywhere. The top two floors, they have different chandeliers from what the other floors have. This bathroom was also really easy to make. This is a very nice shape. I do not advise anybody place a fireplace like that in a small compacted room like that because I think you will die. This is The Sims though, so they'll be fine. We place a lot of like statues in the gardens. We go with this like brown vibe for it. This little man, we place him next to the tree using the T.O.O.L mod. And then we go in with some rose bushes because honestly, what is a castle without rose bushes? We needed rose bushes. I knew there was something missing and it was the rose bushes. Once I placed it, it just felt right, you know? It just felt okay. We placed this last little greenery, just fill everything up, but we are reaching the end of the build and I am quickly going to jump in and just show you around and show you all of the little like changes that we made to this build. So here we are back in the game. As you can see, I place these awnings everywhere, as I mentioned before. Let's quickly just look at our floor plans. On the topmost floor, we have our little seance room. Very cute. On our third floor, we have this little potion room. This is also our teen's bedroom and then the bathroom. On the second floor, we have our little sitting area. We have our bathroom here. Here is the carpet that I mentioned that I changed. I also just placed a little painting in there. In this bedroom, we added the mirror. Again, this wall just seemed a little bit empty, so I decided to just add that. The children's room, I went in with the beige wall instead of the white. I think it looks a little bit better. And then when we go downstairs, this is then our downstairs castle area. I really like the way that it looks. Y'all, I am uploading this to the gallery under Fantasy Castle, but there is a massive tree right in front of it. Like, really? And there my tree is blocking it. I hate the screenshots. I hate the screenshots. Why are you doing my build so dirty? Who is gonna download this when they see this? No. Y'all, thank you so much for joining me on this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And I also hope that you all have a great weekend. And then I hope to see you all again. Bye-bye.